Gary Russell Jr. fights this weekend to defend his WBC 126-pound title against Magsayo. I'm going to get my prediction on this fight. It's been long overdue, man, for Gary Russell, man. Last fight was against King Tug, man. That was in 2020. That's what, almost 2 years ago. He hasn't had a fight at all in 2021. And, he's 33 years old. And the young Magsayo is 26. So, we got the layoff. And we got the age thing combined with the long layoff. The age don't really matter. If a person is active, they could be 40 something and they're still, be ready to go. Not sure if that's going to play a factor here in this fight. It might. You never know. But there's other factors that take play that also can affect the fighter. Gary Russell Jr.'s dad, shout out to the Russell family. His dad has recently had an amputation of his leg or his foot. So, these guys are close with their father. They're real close with their father. Father practically raised them in the ring. And that might be a little mentally taxing on Gary Russell Jr. going into this fight. Hopefully he's mentally strong enough and he'll keep outside business outside the ring. Father should be there to support him. I'm sure they'll all be there to support him. I think that this is going to be a tough fight for Gary Russell Jr. The reason I say that is I have to mix in the layoff. At first I'm like, okay, well, he's 33. He's in his prime. He's like right there at his peak of his prime almost. But he hasn't fought. He hasn't been in the ring. And then combine that with the outside issues might play a part, which is very possible here. You got Gary Russell, speed, good movement, decent defense, ferocity, not that much power, not that much punching power, but, he has some dog in him. The Russell boys got dog. I'll give him that. You got this Magsayo kid. He's a strong kid, very strong, good power. Not real. I don't really see any footwork from him as much. Minimal to decent footwork, if any footwork. Great left. He throws good left hooks. But I also see something when he throws his lefts. I see a flow. I see an opening for counters all day for Gary Russell. If Gary Russell can capitalize on that, I every time the Magsayo dude, you see it. He throws that left. Sometimes he overextends and leaps in with it and be off balance. Gary can catch him. We'll see how good the kid's chin is. Gary, I know he's not the hardest puncher, but you can clip somebody the right way, man. Don't matter how much power the opponent get, man. You're going to drop. So I won't be surprised if this fight's action-packed, if Gary Russell trying to make a statement and he goes in there and he tries to mix it up with this kid. Can Gary Russell get hurt in this fight? Absolutely. And the other kid can get hurt too. I'm not going to say that the other kid can't get hurt. I think there's going to be a couple of knockdowns in this fight. I can see Gary clipping him with something that nobody saw coming and could probably knock this kid down. Look for that. That's very possible. I know, like I said, his punching power is not really a fact. He's not known for his punching power. But it's possible, man. And this kid, I think, he might drop Gary Russell in this fight. And then we'll see if Gary has a chin and can take some serious power. This kid has power. He has the power to put Gary away, absolutely. But what do I see happening in the fight? I see Gary moving around, using his legs. Gary is going to have to press the issue a little bit more. He's going to have to press the issue a little bit more. He can't really pot shot in and out. He has aggressive. I've seen Gary Russell aggressive in some of his fights, but he's going to have to turn that aggression up a lot in this fight, but controlled aggression. He can't let the kid get off first. He's gonna have to get off first on this kid. If he lets this kid get off first, this kid gonna hurt him. He can hurt him. The layoff might be a factor. Absolutely. This kid got real power. But I see counter. Gary can counter this kid. I see openings. I watched a few of his fights. I see the openings. So Gary can definitely counter him. The kid's gonna come forward on Gary. I don't think Gary's power is gonna really intimidate him much. This is why I said Gary's gonna have to mix it up with the outboxing and some aggressive pressure at points. And knowing when to get out, outbox, get in, hit him up, get out. He's gonna have to. He can't stand there. I don't think it's wise for Gary to stand there and go toe to toe with this kid. I don't think that's a good idea. But we never know. We'll see. I don't think he's gonna do that, but he's gonna still have to put on some aggressive pressure. Let the kid know I'm here. I'm not going nowhere, bro. I'm gonna frustrate you, and I'm here, and you ain't taking my belt. He's gonna have to go in there like that. I don't think this is gonna be a cakewalk for Gary Russell. I don't think it's gonna be a cakewalk for Magsayo either. They both bring their own thing to the game. Ultimately, though, I think this fight is gonna go to the cards with Gary Russell Jr. likely outboxing this kid to a 12th round decision. It's probably gonna be. I think Gary's gonna pick up on him maybe late rounds. I think it might end up being a split decision. I think it's gonna be a close fight. But I think Gary's gonna probably edge it by maybe 2 rounds, maybe 1 to 2 rounds. So my prediction for this fight, Gary Russell Jr. by a split decision, round 12. In the fight, I'm sorry, not round 12, but you know what I mean. Going to the cards. So official, we got Gary Russell Jr. 12th round split decision. That's my take on it. Let me know what you think. It's Rebel Life Boxing. Catch y'all later on the next one, and I'm out.